Welcome back to Stir the Pot. Today we're going to be making teriyaki pork. This is a very delicious and nutritious meal for you and your family, and you make it right at home. So, those Japanese restaurants and Chinese, that doesn't match up to this. Please give us a thumbs up. The recipe is down in the description and subscribe. It will help us with our YouTube algorithm. Now let's stir the pot. Okay, guys, we are going to make the homemade teriyaki sauce. I will be using my little food processor to chop up our garlic and our ginger. So you've got about 1.5 teaspoons. I've got 4 cloves of garlic, 1.5 of ginger. It's going to get loud, so here we go. It smells so good. Of course, you can hand chop that, but I take the easy way out. So we get our saucepan, and to this we're going to add 1/2 cup of, I'm using low sodium soy sauce, 1/4 cup of brown sugar. We've got honey here, and we're going to add 1 tablespoon of honey. And honey, that is coming out slow. 3 tablespoons of rice vinegar. Now we're going to add to that our garlic and our ginger that we had chopped up in the handy dandy chopper. And we're going to put this on the stove, and we're going to bring it to a boil. I will be adding to it some cornstarch after I have taken out enough to marinate the pork in, and then I'll thicken up what I have left to put on the dish whenever I have it just about done, and season all of our vegetables and the rice. We will stick this on the stove, and we're going to go with, let's see here, let's go with about medium. Also add 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. That sesame oil is very strong, so you want to go very lightly with that. So this, I brought it to a boil, and then I let it simmer for about 4 minutes. So now we're going to remove it. I'm going to reserve some of this that I will use to marinate my meat with. And then we're going to thicken up the rest of it to use as our actual sauce on the prepare once the meat cooks. So that should be enough for our marinade. Set that aside. And now we're going to mix up our slurry that we're going to thicken this with. We're going to be doing it with chicken broth. And, of course, our cornstarch. I mixed up the slurry with about 2.5 teaspoons of cornstarch and my chicken stock. And I'm going to add this to the teriyaki sauce that we have over here. May have to bring it to a boil again to get it thick, because I do want it to be thick when we put it on, or thick enough where it's going to stick to our veggies and our rice and our pork when we are done, after we have cooked the pork. So I'm going to turn this on put it on medium for just a minute, see that thicken up, and then we will set that aside to cool. Also, what we have reserved out for the marinade, we will cool this. Then we will cut up our pork and get it marinating. So this is thickened up nicely. You'll see this is about the consistency that I'm going for. This will stick to the vegetables and the cooked pork very well whenever you're finishing your dish. And the house smells delicious. Well, delicious. Can I eat it? No, I can't eat it. But it smells great with the teriyaki that has cooked. So we'll be back with some pork. Our teriyaki sauce for our marinade has cooled, and now we're going to cut up our pork that we'll put into put the marinade on. So what I have here is half of a pork loin that we had gotten. We had gotten these on sale at the grocers for they were like buy one get one free. So it's a very economical meal. So now we're just going to cut this into chunks. I need some sharper knives, guys. We're going to cut these in bite-sized pieces. We have that all cut up. I will add that to a gallon bag. I have taken my bag and put it in a glass bowl to hold it and folded down the top so that I can get my meat in there and the marinade fairly easy without making a mess. If any of y'all that's watching can give me some good suggestions for some good meat cutting knives, put them in the comments. I need all the help I can get. So our meat's in there. Going to pour the marinade over it. We will shake this around. I'll seal the bag and shake it around and stick it in the fridge. I'm going to let it marinate for probably an hour to 2 hours, and then I'll pull it out and we will start cooking it. We need to get our rice started. I do like to soak mine for about 30 minutes before I cook it. And then also we will want it to be cool before we add it to the stir fry to keep it from turning into mush. So I'm going to add 1 cup of brown rice. You can use any type of rice that you would like. And we're going to add this to about 2 cups of water. You want the water to at least be 1 inch over your rice. I'm a little bit more than that. Soaking it does help to cut down your cook time. And we'll let this soak for 30 minutes. While my rice is soaking, I am going to toast sesame seeds that I will use on top of the dish once it's done. So I'm just adding my sesame seeds to a small frying pan. You could also put these in the oven if you'd rather roast them like that. I don't need many today, so doing it here on top of the stove will be good for me. So I'll just let these toast and get brown, and then we'll lay them off to the side. For the veggies, we will use 1 clove of garlic. I'm just going to put it through my garlic press here. We won't need a whole lot of garlic once we start cooking because we do have garlic also that is in our teriyaki sauce. I'm going to keep all this garlic. Some of it's stuck to my press, but I'm going to put that in there as well. Let that off to the side. In our stir fry, we're going to have green pepper, mushrooms, red pepper, carrots, broccoli, and green onion. So we'll get these chopped up. Okay, guys, that's our veggies. Our rice has soaked for 30 minutes, so now we're going to strain it, and then we will also rinse it to get off any of the extra starch that's on it. We will add 2 cups. I'm going to be using chicken broth. You can use any broth that you would like, or you can use just straight water. I like a little bit more flavor in mine. So I'm going to be using the stock. I will not be adding any salt to it. The teriyaki sauce that we will be adding to the dish will add plenty of salt. So now we will add our rice. We'll put our rice on the burner We're going to bring this to a boil, and then we're going to turn it down to simmer. Cover it and turn it down to simmer. And cook it for maybe 15 minutes. 25 is the normal, but we did soak this. I will check it after 15 minutes of simmering to make sure that it's done enough for me. I do like also my rice al dente. I don't like a mush, so we'll see how that comes. Okay, we're going to pull this together now. We're going to take our pork that has been marinating, and put it here in our pan. We'll cook this for, I don't know, 6 to 8 minutes until it's no longer pink. The reason my other pan, my wok doesn't work on here, this is an induction burner, and it just not right for this. You have to have a magnetic pan in order for it to work on this induction burner. But I've been very pleased with it. I want an induction stove. Santa Claus. So our pork is done. I'll put it to the side, and my pan is still hot, and it has some of the drippings from the pork in here, and I will be putting in my rice. I'm going to brown this so that it has a little bit of a crunch to some of it. In a big wok, you would probably just push your meat over to the side. I'm not going to put all that rice in there because that was way too much, really. You just push your meat over to the side and put your rice in the middle so that you can get that nice and brown. So we're going to let this brown up. I'm going to cut our temperature up just a little. Let's get a brown going on that. Put this top on it to hold some heat in there, and I'll let her cook. I can't help myself. That was all good. I can't wait for this meal. So you'll press down your rice so that you can keep it compact. You want to get that brown on the bottom. And then we will turn it when we get the brownness that I like on it. Yours might be a little different. Okay, our rice has gotten brown. And I am going to remove it and do our veggies. You can see the brownness on that. So hopefully I have some crunchy pieces in there. Those are the best. That's good enough. It's coming at me. So now we're going to add our veggies. I have a little bit of garlic here, as if I don't already have enough in the teriyaki. I just want a little bit more. I'm going to turn down this burner just a little. And I'm going to add my carrots and my celery first. That's going to take the longest to cook. There are a couple onions in there as well, so we're going to let them go. And to this, I'm going to add a little bit of chicken broth. You can add more oil or butter if you want to, but I'm trying to watch my figure. We'll let those steam up for a moment, and then we're going to add the rest of our veggies and put everything else together. Okay, we are ready to add the rest of our veggies, which what I have here is mushrooms, red pepper, green pepper, broccoli, and some scallions. So we'll get this added to our pot. Again, I'm going to add a little bit of chicken broth. You can add oil if you want to yours. You can add butter. And we're going to put the lid on it and let it steam a little. So our veggies are done, or as done as I like them. My burner quit working whenever I lift it up. So now we're going to add, I couldn't figure out which one I wanted to add first. We're going to add the rice. We're going to add the pork. And we're going to add that teriyaki sauce that we made earlier. This teriyaki sauce is so good. I can't wait to eat. So we'll just stir this all up together. And I need to get my burner down just a little bit. Let's go there. Okay, we're going to let this simmer just a little, and then we're going to add the last two things, which is going to be our scallions, red pepper flakes, and the toasted sesame seed that we did earlier. So now we're going to finish it up with a little bit of scallion, some sesame seeds. These are the ones we toasted earlier, and some red pepper. Now that's a meal. Thank you for hanging out with me today, making this pork teriyaki. Please give us a thumbs up. The recipe is in the description, and subscribe. And until next time, stir the pot.